X-Men. Don't mind me, audience. I have the case of sniffles because of pollen, not because I'm sick. So, damn.
Am I looking at the right thing? It's like Gambit on the cover.
Which one?
Uncanny X-Men.
Uncanny X-Men. Ah,
What's the cover?
the cover is of Emma Frost in between Magneto and Beast. A very misleading cover, I gotta say, audience. So, yeah.
Uncanny X-Men. I
I'm
guess it's
sorry,
not
X-Men.
online yet then.
Sorry, not Uncanny. I mean, X-Men United. Sorry,
Oh,
audience.
okay, I was about to say.
When you have so many X-Men adjacent books, it's easy to get them confused. I
All right.
always found that okay. I found that pretty funny that during the last run of Cap, it kind of seemed like his own book was hijacked by editorial to make it a X-Men book, but now we have an X-Men book that seemed like it was changed in order to be a Captain America book. But I think I know why that happened, but we'll get to it when we get to it, audience. You know? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was just us two today, audience. Dynamic duo here. I'm here with 80% of my power.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm here too. Sorry, I was texting somebody. Randomly got a call. I was like, "What's going on?"
Uh-oh.
Okay, but it's all good.
Yeah. All right. No problem. Yep.
But I can't. Yeah, break. We're doing intros.
Yeah, might as well. So, welcome, Cockfag Live News Reviews of the Week, audience. You're hearing me, Cryptid Seeker 415. Have a sniff. Hey, I have a sniffle. So, move the intros. Move next.
Uh, I'm coughing and stuff as always. Breaking Wall Ace commentary. It just S2.
Gotcha.
You know the social. Just subscribe, all right?
Yep.
You can find
Yeah.
social in every other video.
We're not. We're not at 100% of our normal power, audience. He's the cough. I'm the sniffle. So yeah. Well, we come to you live because we really love comics. What do we have for you today, audience? Oh, we have some X-Men United talk to discuss this week. Some punishment with the
Every
Punisher.
title has a super soldier or super soldier adjacent character in it.
I know. It's ironic. Like it was completely coincidental, audience. So funny enough, three of the books are going to coincide with each other. That was completely unintentional, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Anyway, with all that being said, might as well get to it. So, all right, audience, we're going to be starting off with the first book of the night with X-Men
Why they
United.
do Magneto's powers like that?
Where is his energy specifically coming out from? Where his
Yeah, that's what
hands
I
are
was there,
positioned?
bro. You put it right over his penis
I know,
area. What's going on here?
I know, right?
They're not even using his usual color scheme. Like, what were you thinking?
Talk down
I
on the
bet it's X
writer.
Men '97's fault because X Men '97 is the one that started introducing. Oh, he has like anytime he manipulates a different thing, it's a different color for some stupid ass reason. Instead of just all being purple.
I wonder if toy sales has something to do with that. They have to make
That's true as well.
those minor adjustments. But don't let the cover fool you, audience. Like this is more of a Captain America story. I kind of like how, like in the top right corner, you can even see, okay, Mission into Yesterday alongside Captain America. Yeah, yeah. So in
I
case
didn't realize
people,
that's just his logo now. His logo now is just his name with the 2 stars.
yep, that's his brand now. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But anyway, so in case people need to be up to speed, Captain America came to the X-Men and early on in this series, asking for like help because he wants to go find the remnants of Isaiah Bradley's platoon. Not all of them died. Some of them had to still be around. He wants to go and make amends with
Do
whoever is left.
you remember back in the day when all of them dead died? He was the only one that survived. That was my favorite
No.
time period.
It's almost like when a certain writer wants to claim credit and put herself in Captain America's mythology, saying, "Yes, this is my staple to his mythos." I'm looking at you, Eve Ewing. I'm looking at you. So
You can
anyway,
always count on a writer to randomly introduce something in the past. He'd be like, "Yep, Captain America, you fucked up. It's your fault."
wait till we get to like the blowout between the two. But yeah, anyway, so the person himself is named Maurice Canfield. So yeah, uh, so I'm gonna make a long story short. When like the Captain America came in here with a couple of the other X-Men, they got like time displaced. They were in the same. They went to his same apartment, but like at different periods of time. And of course,
Flame.
yeah, it was very weird. They didn't really go more into that. Like it was just pretty much it was quickly resolved. But anyway, so the second Maurice sees Cap, of course he immediately goes on the attack. Like nothing you can do could hurt me any more than you already have. Like,
Bro,
dude.
all I did was defend my country. I had nothing to do with your situation.
Yeah, I saved the world countless times. So hey, my life wasn't roses and sunshine either. Okay, I've lived through being homeless. I've lived through an alcoholic father beating me up. I lived through my mother literally working herself to death. I've seen the discrimination of my people in the Irish. I was living in the ghettos. Okay, come on,
I
don't
lived
point
through a
this on
whole
me.
retelling where they made me a Nazi.
I know. So yeah. Anyway, so eventually the other mutants in Captain America's platoon they pop in and they're
This,
trying to stop Maurice from fighting Cap, right?
hold up, is that his
Um,
power?
he he controls objects but he specifically puts them as almost like brass knuckles on his hands. Um, they don't elaborate too much on what his power is. But yeah, visually that's what you get. He just attaches things to his arm and maybe a couple in his head. So anyway, the mutants all come in. Uh, they're trying to fight off against Maurice. Captain America's funny enough is really the only one here who's trying to tell everybody to stand down. Even though Maurice wants to kill them, and even like one of the mutants mentions like, "Do you want me to phase him into furniture?" And Cap's like saying, "We, no, Millie, we can solve this with words. I know we can. Wow." The, the fight actually ends with X-23 pointing her blades at Maurice's throat. Now, yeah, stand down, basically. Okay, okay. I like to go back to that moment, and when we get to the end of this audience. But anyway, so now that things calm down, Captain America got what he wants. He wants to have a discussion with Maurice. And I just got to point out the inappropriateness of this scene, right? Captain America's literally pointing to those two girls, Jitter and Melly, if they could just pull up a chair, and one of them brings up, "Okay, because I respect my elders, I'm going to assume there's no sexism and or ageism in your request."
This modern dumb
Lady,
bullshit ass writing.
lady,
That
what?
you can get a chair.
I'm not asking you to do my laundry, lady, or make me a
Yeah, like you said, can
sandwich.
you get? Yeah, that's like yeah, like you said, can you get in the kitchen to make him a sandwich? I need to talk to this man. Like
Yeah.
what?
And besides, lady, Captain America wanted to get a chair for the old, elderly old man who was around since World War II, dude. Come on. So anyway, and you also notice Captain America didn't get a chair. He just sat on the floor while the old man got the chair. So I just wanted to bring that up. So.
You expect an
uh,
X Man to point that out? No.
mhm. Yep. You notice that none of the ladies brought him a chair. Oh, yeah, that's also another thing. the people that were in Captain America's platoon are all ladies, by the way, audience. So just saying. Okay, so anyway, Captain America starts off by saying, "Look, I know that what happened to you was unspeakable, but Maurice, how dare you say that name?" Like, whoa, 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 calm down, come on. Listen,
Whoa,
this is yeah, like okay, the old man's like saying, "This is Maurice Canfield's house, but my name is Vernon Weaver." Like, what? Okay. So now Vernon has to bring up like his
so who the fuck is
history.
Maurice?
Okay, he's going to explain it. So he's bringing up his history in the past. Let's see. Of course, the first the first word bubble you see was, "I was born in Georgia. Me and my daddy worked in the same land that my granddaddy has been enslaved on." Like, okay, okay,
Bro,
and
I couldn't get away from it with Sam's story. Now you put it in the Steve's story?
yeah, yeah. So anyway, like his dad was did join the army, and every year he will on the same day he will wear his uniform, which caused a racist to get offended by that a man of color would wear these stars and stripes. Let me bring up that picture actually. Do. But he was so proud of his dad, And what happened one day when he was just
You're
coming
not
back?
wait. So racist I know there was racism in the army,
Yeah,
but people on the street were just getting mad that a guy who they don't like was fighting for their country. Wouldn't it
yeah,
be like the
yeah.
opposite? Wouldn't you want the people you don't like to go to war to potentially die? And that like when that what you want?
You know the point the writer's trying to bring up. So there's only one feeling they want to elaborate on. But regardless, so one day when he was coming back from home, and keep in mind he was a kid, what happened? His father gets burned alive by the Ku Klux Klan. So you're like, oh boy,
They went
oh,
full in with it, bro. Like goddamn.
jeez, dude. So he runs
It's crazy.
away.
The last Captain America story with racism. What they had Sam on a plantation. And then
Yeah,
next after that is what? Watching a black dude in the KKK?
yeah. I know. I guess like because it's Eve Ewing, she gets a pass on saying this story. Oh, keep in mind, audience, this is the same writer that when writing Black Panther, she decided to make a section of Wakanda into the ghettos of Chicago because she's from Chicago. She's from Chicago, So
Literally
yeah,
the one of the worst things I ever seen.
yeah. I'll, you would expect something like that would be cancelable to writers, but apparently not. So
No.
anyway, so he goes to the city. He meets the Canfields, a black family who see him sleeping on the bench, and they pretty much adopt him, right? And they had a son who was Maurice, who was basically like his big brother too, who filled in that void. And then there came a time where so hold on a sec. Let me see what the next. Okay, okay, yeah. So anyway, a war was happening, and both him and his brother were forced to enlist. So yeah, they joined the army during World War II, and of course, both of them got experimented on. But the only reason Vernon was able to survive the experiments was because he was a mutant, and because his brother went through like a bit of a rage-induced state, Vernon had to kill his own brother during that. You know?
I hate when they do this. Okay, look. I get his backstory sad. You don't have to keep piling on and piling on and piling on. Especially
Hmm.
because he misguidedly still says blames Cap for all this, and all
Yeah,
Cap did was take a sim.
yeah. Cat didn't know. Steve didn't know if he was going to survive that or not. Just to bring that up, audience. It was still a very experimental formula. So of course, Vernon survived. He left the military. he kind of went incognito, went back to his home, but unfortunately, I don't know how, but his whole step family ended up dying by the time he got back home. He yeah, so he had to bury the remains of his step family.
God
Uh,
damn, bro.
Jeez, dude, and he's like monologuing, saying, "Do I'd be long gone with them, Cap. Instead, I'm here talking to you, the loneliest ghost. I'm alone in this world because of men like you, Cap. I don't have many days left, but for every last one of them, I'm
Nigga,
going to see."
Isaiah Bradley's alive. You're just being a bitch.
I know. But for every last one of them, I'm going to see the face of the man I killed as his life left his eyes. And now, so will you. That's the only amends we get. Like, okay, I just want at this point, I want to tell Steve, dude, just go, just go, dude. Like, okay, just go. Don't say anything. Just go. Okay. Like, oh my god, dude. Okay, so basically, after the roasting session happens, okay, look, you would kind of like assume like you would want to give Steve a moment to respond to this, but like the writer doesn't even give Steve that moment. Instead, Eve Ewing decides to give X-23 that moment, saying, basically talking no jutsuing Vernon, saying, "Hey, they made my body a weapon, and I killed my own mother, but she forgave me. And you don't have to forgive Cap or those men, but you do have to forgive yourself. You have more to give the
There's nothing to
world than
forgive. I don't know you. I didn't do shit to you.
money." I know. You get to decide with legacy, and you're also a mutant, so you're also part of the mutant family. And I like how,
See,
like,
this is why you had Cap end the story. This is why I'm talking.
yeah,
That's why I can't get behind what Witch was talking about when we were talking about Ultimate. The Ultimate series.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
can't bitch and moan and cry about everything wrong with America, and then point at Steve, and then your only
Mhm.
solution be Steve don't say anything. It just takes it because that's
Yeah,
not Steve.
exactly. This is basically the epitome of putting the white guilt on Steve, even though he had nothing to do with what happened to those men. He didn't know until like, oh Jesus Christ, he didn't know until like 80 years later about what happened there. And the second he learned about that, yeah, he wanted to go visit. He wanted the person to go visit all the bastards who were part of that program and saw that they were all held accountable and put in jail for that.
That,
So.
that's that's my only thing about like they're like, oh, you should be able to critique America. That's fine, but you have to
Mhm.
have your comeback, or
Mhm.
you have to have Cap address what is being said. Okay, he
Yeah.
does stand for America, he stands for the dream, and how he
Mhm.
combat current America in the face of that dream.
Yep.
So you're
But
saying all these
again,
problems, you need to have solutions or options for Cap to respond to. Because all you do is
mhm.
make him like a bitch, and then you get mad that fans don't like your book.
Exactly. Um, and the solution, apparently in this actually by the writer, right, is we get like a jump start into the few. Some time passes, right, and apparently they decided to create the Maurice Canfield Freedom School. I guess it's, I don't know what you would say, like a community school for all mutants, I guess. And it's going to be made to honor the Canfields and all that stuff. I mean, you can only imagine what sort of posters are all
Why
over
would they
the
give a fuck
wall.
about that?
I I
See,
know.
what you should do was not have Steve here, have this be
Mhm.
like Cyclops and these people, and then he is
Mhm.
Cyclops to that, and then you have Cyclops relate to Steve at the end of the issue.
Mhm. Instead, you couldn't even have Steve in that. Like, he wasn't even in that building. Yeah, he just went to Emma Frost and Kitty saying, well, thank you again for all your help, Emma. It was meaningful, though."
Yeah, thanks, Emma. For the fifth time the fifth book in a row, I got called a bitch and made fun of and blamed for shit I didn't do. I'm going home.
Yeah, yeah. So that basically ends this three-part story of Cap. And I think like the reason Eve Ewing wanted to make this story, I think you might get a this is going to be an excuse to have a tie-in for Armageddon Assemble, because it seems like Armageddon Assemble is going to evolve heavily on a lot of the super soldiers of the past. So we might see this
If
Vernon
anything,
guy.
you put back David here. And it was
Who?
David's first reaction.
Oh,
So we thought he reacted to when the government betrayed him. So seeing
hmm
him react to the government, another soldier that the government basically betrayed, could have been a very interesting thing. And then he
hmm
tells Captain in the issue.
yeah. Like, hey, with David's situation, he turned a horrible experience into one of good, because like he's trying to use his experience and skills to bring good in the world, even though he was being made into a weapon. Oh, but yeah. Wow, it's like, God damn, Steve. Again, there's no win again for you, Steve. Like, again, I find that ironic that the person who was the voice of reason, who kind of calmed down tensions, was the one woman who stuck a blade up an old man's throat, while the one guy in this room who's like trying to say, "Let's not fight. I want to have a talk," was the one who got shitted on. So yeah, yeah, yeah. It is what it is, audience. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about this. Well, we got our first mutant super soldier. So, anybody want to delve more into his story? I mean, I'm sure you can already
He's
fill in the blanks of
too
what you
old for them to
think.
give a fuck. I guarantee you next time soon we're gonna be dying.
Pretty much, pretty much. But I mean, even if you write a story about him, I mean, like, dude, there's very little imagination to go on into that story. What's the narrative going to be? Like stuff we've seen a dozen times with other characters. Because yeah, yeah. hmm But anyway, that's really all. Look at Steve in the corner right there. All three of the Mutant Girls are
He's
together and
be thin in the
talking
cut
to
here at this point.
him. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, you don't get a chair, Steve.
I got
You,
me a good talking to, and then they cheered him up. I guess I'll go home. That's literally all that
yep,
happened.
yep. Vernon, you're invited to the mutant cookout. Steve, go to hell. You better do. Hey,
So it's
Steve,
gonna,
you better be.
they make this way more interesting. I think that's my biggest problem with this story. Because, like,
Yeah.
if they kept it the way they did. What you could have had was them, since each person's in a different time period, you could have had
hmm
each person having the same conversation in different ways from him in different times. And that would change his mind and get him to not fight Cap in the future.
That
Like,
could
you
be
see
one way.
time as the conversation moves on.
That they could have done that, but that actually kind of made that whole thing weird. Why did you even do the whole time displacement thing anyway? If in the next issue immediately they're all going to come back in the present. And I didn't understand that.
He would have considered like you, bro. That's all.
Gotcha. I guess Eve Ewing just really wanted to have a chance of writing that side of Captain America's mythology, but there wasn't going to be a circumstance in which Marvel's going to put her on a Captain America book. So yeah, yeah, it is what it is. All right then. I mean, at least she didn't write about Chicago, so gotta take
That's
some
all
wins.
I'm saying.
Yep. All right.
This
So
is
next book.
when you brought up the Miss Marvel thing Monday about
Yeah,
how writers getting their little thing, you should have brought this up.
I should have. I should have. Man.
You keep doing this.
If you,
It's
you
fun.
you can't you can't be a one trick pony audience. That's the thing. So, that's one thing I should have brought up yesterday's discussion too. Which you audience, you should go tune in. So yeah, yeah. Anyway, with that, we can move on to the next book. It's going to be your book, Austin, The Ultimate Impact.
One second.
Yep, yep. Let me
And
just
one
bring
second
up.
before that.
Yeah, take your time. Take your
I'm
time.
out of the house, so I don't have the comics in front of me.
Gotcha. I got the comic. Um, funny enough, like they had like a variant cover of each of the new characters that were here, audience. I just picked out the Annihilus guy.
Oh,
That's
you,
really cool.
I got I got the Juggernaut dude.
Ah, okay, okay. I just felt like the analyst guy had the coolest costume out of them all. Just wearing the skin of an eyeless. Like, damn. That's
And that's what's confusing me. I'll get into it once I finally be able to
yeah,
pull this page up.
yeah,
So
yeah. I'm glad I'm not the only one confused because, like, yeah, I want some clarification here. So
yeah,
okay,
okay. I finally get some.
yep,
Okay,
yep,
Impact number one this year. Apparently, I
okay.
like the regular cover where it's Miles, Steve, and Iron Man, and the Scourge
Mhm.
doing the background and stuff. This is not a great cover.
Yeah.
Only
Doesn't
thing I see
pop.
show up with you.
Yep.
I hate when they do that. I don't understand the point. But
Yeah.
we started off in the negative zone, and this was confusing me at the gate because you see a nihilist holding up something, and it's
Hmm.
very clearly the Noel Stone thing from Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please, God, don't connect Noel to the negative zone now. I don't.
God damn it.
His book is hilarious, but I can't talk about it because nothing happens.
Yep.
But
Yep.
so I was going through it, bro. I was very confused. So he's
Hmm.
talking about this guy who I can't. Neither of us can pronounce his name that well. I'm calling him by his nickname, which is Scourge of the Underworld or the Negative Zone, wherever the fuck it's called.
Okay,
So
Scourge.
Scourge, as I'm saying
Hostilicus.
from now
Hostilicus, that's his name, audience. Yeah. Okay.
Hostilicus. Okay, that's not that bad.
Or you could
Hostilicus.
just call it the Devastator, so.
He is talking to his cult. So people don't
Mhm.
understand. 100 years ago, there was a war between Annihilus and his forces and Blastar and his forces. Blastar, the other guy who lived in the Negative Zone. Usually, Defense Force have to fight him before they fight Annihilus. They're not together. They're just two random guys.
Mhm.
For some reason, the two major forces in the universe. And when war broke out, Annihilus and Blastar both died. So there, some random people in their cults rose up and took on the leading of forces. And that's how we
Mhm.
got Focus, who with the Scourge of the Negative Zone, wearing a nihilist body parts like a dress.
It's so my
And
God can always be with me. So
of course, if you don't know, if you go by the marketing did make it seem like he had an origin box, but we see
yeah.
out already has his own powers.
That was really weird. Like
Uh,
we assumed he was going to get
you know,
He was going to get
there's two people, there's twins in this book or brothers and sisters who get powers. Only
yeah.
one of them was shown. So from our knowledge, we always thought it was Hostilicus, Morgul, the Seer, and Wonder Man.
Yeah.
But Hostilicus,
Yeah.
not one of those four people.
I
So
guess they figured that those twins weren't going to be sales
it
worthy.
makes me
Sad,
feel like
but
one of the things immediately going to die by the end of this book. And they're just not worth the introduction.
yeah, pretty much they were pretty much dull. We assumed that Hostilicus was going to be the one to get Marvel's powers, but yeah, that doesn't seem to be the case
I was
here.
kind of hoping because I thought it would be very funny.
Which which is Austin. That's going actually to my next theory when we talk about another book today about another person who got an origin box.
Have to be at this point.
Yeah, so damn, I really wish was here for this because I really want to get his input if a certain character got his favorite character's power. So
I
yeah.
really wonder what his new name's going to be because they won't go to Captain thing. I really wonder what his name's going to be.
Hmm. Yep.
But
We'll see.
we cut to Miles, and he has Spider-Man shit to do. He takes the organ boxes. I assumed he's trying to take them to Tony Stark. Yeah, he's trying to take them to
Yep.
Tony Stark. He missed 3 calls. I just saw it.
Yep. Yep.
People don't know Tony obviously is really smart. He wants to analyze the boxes and, if possible, permanently seal them and stuff, or put them away in case we need to use them for good reason.
And in all this time, those origin boxes were just wet up in a bag in Miles's closet.
To be fair,
Ah,
they applied it's supposed to be like the next day from when he got them.
yeah. Oh, okay, okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, despite this book taking months out after, it's supposed to be very soon from that event.
Mhm. Gotcha.
Um, I and this brings me up to I can't even say MCU Synergy anymore. I guess it's
Yeah.
Sony version. They randomly made Spot a multiversal threat thing because the movie did it.
Yeah.
So, and while
I
it's
know.
cool that they agree, I think they should just did that with Ultimate Spot. It shouldn't have been the main series Spot.
I just thought it would have been really meta if they ended up going the full mile and saying that this was from the Into the Spider-Verse universe spot, who just popped
That
up
would
in
have
this
been
book.
fun too.
Hmm.
I personally wanted them to copy the origin in a way like, oh, when you and your sister got sent to the Ultimate Universe, you blew up my machine, was coordinating me into this. So I'm following your universe to fuck you up. I wanted that. So it really was just a regular Spot who got stronger.
Wow.
And that's just kind of bad.
Yeah. For some
We cut
reason he got
to the
no, he got paid to go after Miles. We don't know who did it, but
yeah, it's
yeah.
hard to say. I first I assumed it was the government for obvious reasons. They already had interest in the origin box. For some reason, they already had one. That
Hmm.
I don't think ever truly explained how they got it because I'm supposed to be the
Hmm.
ones behind that.
Yeah.
Uh, I think they implied they copied one, but then I was like, when did you get a chance to do that?
Hmm.
But it
Yep.
is what we see. What? Let me find out what this guy's name is again.
I got the book too. Let's see. Okay.
I think they
Well.
do that. They always do that when they introduce a new person. They don't just put their name in their intro anymore. Like you will
Yeah.
not. The first page did not tell you Hollis' name. I had to get it from Cryptid, and now I'm looking at the Wonder Man dude. I know his name's like something with a W.
Mm-hmm.
Right now,
Yeah,
it's all too.
I can't find it because like when we see him, he's
Yeah,
talking with his daughter, and of course she's
that's what
calling
I'm
him
saying.
Dad.
Like it's not good. Just put his
Yeah.
name in.
We
Or
got.
do
I just called.
all the characters that's in the book.
Yeah. I just called the Jersey guy. Yeah. Emphasis on he's from New Jersey audience. So
That was the
yeah.
main thing I wanted you to know in the articles, Val. He was from Jersey.
Wow, Jersey has a hero now that Kamal Khan let us since Kamal Khan let us
Yeah,
down.
him Munich moved out to the woods into some mansion, and now suddenly they need a hero. So I'm fine now.
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
Hmm.
Spot is beating the dog shit out of Miles. And then they gave Spot his weird movie body where he looked like very like wrinkly and shit. I'm like, oh, this is gross. So I don't want to.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Midtown Manhattan, which is the
Hmm.
next person who's going to eventually get power. She's talking to
Uh,
someone. Her name is Pauline, and she's talking to Orson Booth. Bro, I thought it was Orson Rand at first. I was like, why is she talking to Iron
yeah.
Fist?
Not to judge audience, but like just looking at her design, she'll probably be the type of person that would want to cancel Danny Rand. Just
Yeah,
saying,
he just would
so
have saw the show and went straight to Twitter. That's all I'm saying.
yeah.
But it just basically letting you see I want to say she's struggling. She's trying to type out something and she keeps deleting it. She's nervous, all the stuff like that. Cut back to Miles and Spots. It just them fucking around.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, bro. They're just the Miles jumped. He pulled his
It's a
bag and then Spot popped out.
it's a dragged out fight, audience. Not nothing much to talk about there. So
We cut to the brother and sister, and they're talking about the moon, which has been there for billion years. They're just having kid conversations. It
yeah.
basically shows where everyone is before the situation happens. This is Central Park, New York. So we got two people in New York for some reason. How you gonna give four
Mhm.
people power and two of them already in the same place?
And these are supposed to be random.
And even worse, Crib, it's four, it's three of them. The next person's also in New York.
Oh wow. Well, everything happens in New York.
This
Well, okay.
is why if you want a good life from all universe, just move out of New York. I promise you you're good. Or
Yeah.
come move to Atlanta down here, you'll never be seen.
I know, right? Well, I mean, if we're lucky, like we get a New Jersey gets a bone every now and then, which ended up happening here. So,
Yeah.
so
Look, like the worst thing you have to worry about if you're not New York is that once every like year, Thanos or some big universal threat might show up. But at the
yeah.
moment, you're good for like the full year. Nothing else happens. It's always New York.
Well, I won't say nothing else happens. It depends on what block in New York you're living in, you know. So yeah.
We get this moment where this woman's walking and a guy grabs her and they go out their way to show this red circle thing.
Uh huh.
Let me tell you, he doesn't have powers yet. So I was like, what the fuck is this?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a
Maybe.
visual thing to show that she's disgusted by this like moment of touch. Because in a book where people are getting powers, it's odd to do a very specific effect like this. At least
Yep.
tell me he already had a power, and he get a power
I
on
think.
top of that power.
Yeah, I think this guy was supposed to be her assistant. Well, she pretty much treats him like a bitch. Let's be honest. And I guess she did not like the fact that he touched her shoulder. Maybe she's that
Funny
sort of
enough,
boss, you know.
funny enough, this leads back to the other girl. So Paulina's thing is they're talking about the Donaldson's files and stuff. And he's talking about how he pulled all the articles from those files. This might be
Yeah.
Orson who was talking to her.
Oh, okay, okay, gotcha.
And you see how they try to frame him as weak, pathetic. He looks injured for some reason. Uh, he's very small, not intimidating. Security really turned around and is about to fuck this dude up at first.
Yeah, he's the exact opposite of what you would expect a person from Juggernaut's power to be, you know? So,
He's the exact person you expect to get powers to turn evil. Let me just tell you that much. Uh,
yep, yep.
Miles and Spot get into, I guess, finally almost finish their fight. And in the tussle, the order box gets sent to 4 different holes.
Hmm.
And you see Miles freaking out. And I think it's funny because, like, only 3 of these are, like, directly to the person. The Wonder Man guy could easily miss this box.
Oh, yeah.
But he was walking away, bro. If he had headphones in, this is over. He just missed the chance. But everyone else
Um,
got like express delivery.
hey, to be fair, man, these days, yeah, you can't plug both ears with both headphones, man. You got 2 ears for a reason on. It's 1 ear for the headphone, 1 ear for everything else, you know?
I think it
So,
depends on the job. But he seemed like a
mhm,
construction worker, so he does need 1 ear out.
yeah. Hmm.
Um, as you can see, the brother and sister, or boyfriend and girlfriend, I don't fucking know. It's hard to tell in the moment. Uh, they get 1 box, so they're sharing whatever power that is.
Yeah. And keep in mind, audience, this is just like a random thing, like during the fight Miles had with the Spot. Something goes haywire with the Spot's power, and those boxes just pop out randomly to these
It-
people.
it- It's very funny to me because you look at like the Wonder Man panel, it really does look like this dude just opened his lunchbox.
Hmm.
Well, you see it. But it's interesting to see what their artifacts are. You see, the mogul guy or Orson or whatever. I mean, his name is Mogul. M-O, I think that's his superhero name. Supposed to be Mogul. Mogul. He
Yeah.
pulls the Juggernaut crystal. We see the 2 kids pull out a band, and I think this might be the Captain Marvel power. 'Cause it reminds me of the
Wait.
bands that Rick Jones used to wear.
Wait. I wanted to clarify. I wanted to clarify something because, like, wait, aren't the bands supposed to be what's his name, Quasar's thing? I didn't think
Hold on,
that was
hold on.
supposed to
So
be
there's two
Marvel.
different bands. There's the bands of Quasar, but there are also bands that Rick Jones had when he was sharing powers with Marvel.
Okay, so does Marvel need the bands to
He was
have
the Ultimate
those
Universe, so the
powers?
band would have gave him his power. Remember? Because
Okay,
at that
okay,
point, no one in the Ultimate Universe had their power. So Tony was making stuff to give people their power.
okay, okay. All right.
It was just one of those boxes that, Marvel's not a human. I couldn't just teleport
Mhm.
to space and give it to him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. True. So,
Uh, so it's just interesting how this might be Marvel's power. I kind of want to look it up real quick.
yeah, same here. Damn.
Uh,
The one day Witch is not here, audience. We needed him to commentate on a lot of our
no,
books
no,
too.
no.
You know?
But I'm looking at his art. These are the wrist things he wears.
Gotcha. But I just want to know is like that. Does Marvel need those wristbands to function as with his
He did
standard
during the
power?
Jones era, but in the Ultimate Universe, yeah, he would have.
Okay, okay. So, well,
The
I guess
Kree
it's
was
still.
the people that the Maker really fucked over. So not
Mhm.
all of them had like the enhanced strength and stuff.
Gotcha. So basically, okay, so it's still gonna be a mystery as to like a certain other box that isn't in this book. So
That's
we'll
what I'm
see.
trying to. I'm trying to look it up. 'Cause I do wonder if they gave us actual full details. Because if they told us, I would just rather know. To be honest, I was like, Marvel does not
Yeah.
do mysteries that well,
Okay.
and stuff get leaked all the time, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So
So.
Viv Lerner is Wonder Man. He gains the powers of Wonder Man. Paulina
Mhm.
Sightseer, she got the orb that grants her reality-piercing vision and likely other psionic mystical abilities of Doctor Strange. Orson
Yeah.
Booth, that is the guy Pauline was talking to. That's nickname is Mogul. Gets a red diamond that wields the immense power and wealth of Mogul. So apparently, there's a Mogul and a Juggernaut. We have to look it up at this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Max and Lola get the Nega bands.
The Nega Bands. Okay.
So that's not a good name. That's not a good name.
Well, it was. I assume it was cool for its time. Period. I guess.
So let me check the Nega bands real quick. The
Same
Nega
here.
bands, yeah, Marvell's had these for a while. Norvar had them. Carol had them for a while. A lot of people seem to have them.
Hmm.
Marvell, the first person with them.
I just want to see what their actual functions are.
Let's see. They give superhuman strength, speed, agility, durability, flight, energy manipulation, and vulnerability. Lets you talk to all races, self-sustains, vacuum adaptation, teleportation, matter, antimatter, force transfer, matter transfer, cosmic awareness.
Okay, so this is basically where
It makes
Marvel
sense. I
gets all his
really do
powers
think
from.
it might be where he got his power.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, that makes sense. Because all the Kree we ever saw was like regular. I never really understood why he had superpowers. So I guess the bands were.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Rick
That
Jones
has
got.
to be
He also got Marvel, and that's why they had that link.
Yeah. So, all right, is what it is. Oh, and I also wanted to clarify something, the audience. They actually came up with an explanation for how this guy's called Wonder Man. Because if you look at his first two pages, right, you see that his daughter's proud of him because he's going viral because there's somebody recorded him with his on a phone that he was helping an old lady cross the street, and because of that, they're calling him Wonder Man. Like, really?
That's a shitty ass way to get that name. That's a terrible way to get there.
Oh, come on. Well, I guess shitty is better than no explanation. I guess. Again, there are three Wonder. Aren't there like three Wonder Men in Marvel right now? I don't even know
Yeah, we have
anymore.
three now.
Hmm.
Okay, so now we know our powers and what it is. But it ends. It's funny enough. It just kind of ends after that with What's the dude's name, bro? I can't do this dude, bro.
Um,
The Scourge, the devil,
Horrificus?
whatever the fuck you want to call this guy.
Yeah.
He wins the war and finally claims the negative zone for his god Annihilus.
Hmm.
So I feel like the big needle to drop is obviously he has to come to 616. And when he does, what we do when he find out Annihilus is alive. Is it worship of knowledge just bullshit to have the cult of his own? Or does
Yeah.
he or Annihilus actually his god?
Yeah.
Because
We'll see.
no matter what he does, Annihilus is going to react with pure anger when he sees the nigga wearing his outfit.
He either might be see him as a rival or even praise him. Like, okay, I respect that. I
You cannot
respect
have a reasonable conversation with Annihilus. There's
that.
nothing. This dude can get down and get dude a home in their house, suck your penis, and this then
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Or for all we know, like he might go to those to that brother and sister or whatever those two were, and probably steal their nigga bands.
You know, it's funny
Yeah.
if you look at him, it looked like he's also wearing nigga bands.
Yep, his own kind. And
So
audience, I thought
if
this was
he's wearing the nigga bands, no, go ahead, go. What you saying?
okay. I thought this was going to be like a one shot book, but apparently this is going to be a series because
Yeah,
we
it's gonna
do
be
see
five
him.
this year.
Yep, we do see him on the cover of the next one, and he's going up against the Punisher. I don't know how that's going to go. So we'll see.
They're trying to kill the Punisher off, bro. That is, That's what I'm talking about, bro. Look, the Punisher is good. If he can get like some prep and planning, he can be devastating. But you're not just throwing him against like a Thanos potential Thanos level threat, and then just being like the Punisher got it. Okay, I don't know what you're doing.
I
I
don't
bet
know. Like
what
I'm thinking like over Frank Castle's years. Oh, hold on a over Frank Castle's years, he might have like a few special bullets. Like anybody who's an Outlaw Star fan, he might have a number 9. Those exist? Oh God, number 9 bullets. Yeah, yeah. Just a theory, anyway. Yeah. Um,
the dude comes to the universe. He's gonna be coming right into like prime New York. Punisher walking around. What the hell is this?
oh, you wear the mark of death like I do. Okay, hey, maybe we aren't that different either, you know? So, yep.
I
But
like that he
yeah.
looked at the clothes and says, "Oh, you wear the body of your dead god too." Like what? No, this is a shirt, bro.
oh wow. Yeah. But just
It's,
it
it's,
does
like,
seem kind of random.
it's an interesting start. I don't think it does enough to really get your interest if you didn't care about these people.
Hmm.
I think we should have saw a little bit more of the Devastator than Miles and Spot fighting because the fighting
Yeah.
didn't really and it was kind of not that great core like to read.
Yeah. It was just dragged out, you know. But
I kind
yeah.
of wish instead of Spot just accidentally throwing them all through the universes, I kind of wish while fighting Miles he opened the portal that let the Devastator come through and he accidentally did it.
Ah, okay.
I think that let him be a little more proactive and go ahead and get him here in a more natural sense.
Yeah.
Because like either because realistically, Spot's the only way he's gonna get to the universe. He's not a
Yeah.
genius. These niggas clearly aren't building like Reed Richards level stuff to get here.
T, of course. But we'll see where the next issue goes, you know? I'm at least invested enough to see where this goes now, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but let's see. Person who's right is Chris Candon. So first time reading a book written by you. So hey, so far off to a decent start. So
Yeah.
let's see.
And I see Orlando, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. so anyway, any final thoughts on this, Austin, before we move on?
Not really. Good luck to this guy. Hopefully he stays the landing.
Gotcha. And it's funny that we were talking about Punisher earlier, because guess what we're talking about next, audience? We're talking about the Punisher issue number 4, audience. wow. Remember the last time we saw Frank Castle, audience? He literally shot himself in the head with a shotgun containing a techno bullet that would release the restraint on his brain. yeah, because long story short, microchip put something in Frank's brain that would have actually caused him pain every time he killed somebody. You know, and this is kind of like microchip's way of like giving Frank peace in his sort of way. Um, but yeah, it didn't work out too good, audience. Punisher finally got released from that restraint, and the first thing he did was drag Microchip by the leg outside on the roof as it's raining.
That's
Uh,
finally.
yeah, and keep in mind, at the moment, Microchip can't use his legs, so yikes. Okay, Microchip's like pleading, like, let me go. Look, I know why you're angry, but let's talk this out. Look, I had to try, Frank. I had to. All right. I knew you wouldn't stop killing on your own. You're like an addict, but you've got this black hole inside you, and you want to fill it up, but it will never be filled. The shotgun shell that built it short circuited the Bioware. You're back, Frank. Okay, dude. Oh man. Uh, there was one line I was trying to look for here. Let's see if I can find it. I mean, look, you're messed up, Frank. I mean, for God's sakes, kill anybody committing killing should feel something negative inside, but you don't. You know. I wanted to have you feel at least guilty about killing in my own way. Yeah, but regardless, Frank lets him go, drops him off the roof, but he does land on a mattress. So Frank pretty much put the fear of God in a microchip, which I always kind of thought those two were on good terms, but
Yeah, I think this dumb thing. How you know Punisher this long and care that much, bro?
hmm yeah. Again, we also don't know the stipulations as to how microchip came back because he's been dead for years, at the same time, we don't know how Frank came back from Weird World, so that probably Marvel's just probably going to gloss over those
I didn't
tidbits,
like the idea that the Kingpin was so mad and everything that happened, he just went and got him.
He called in a favor from Doctor Strange or something like that. So okay. So anyway, while this is all going down, we cut to Jigsaw himself, right? He's in a morgue. Um, he pretended to be a dead body because, like, remember, audience, in the last issue, he now has control over Tombstone's territory, and the first thing Jigsaw did was kill all of Jigsaw's. I'm sorry. The first thing Jigsaw did was kill all of Tombstone's accomplices and rip their faces out. You know, so Jigsaw kind of pretended to be like one of the people whose face was peeled off. Because hey, who's going to question that if you look at Jigsaw's face, audience? And then when the coast was clear, he got up and told the two people working there, "Get in the freezer. Get in the freezer now, you mother." Oh shit! Like, yikes! Yikes! Okay, but anyway, regardless, like we cut back, we see that he has his own plan set in place. He does get this one reporter lady. He's been feeding information to this one reporter lady who's trying to get her big break, and he's been giving her good like leads. And it came time for them to finally meet, right? Of course, he was in disguise, and when they finally met, like Jigsaw basically wants to turn her into the J. Jonah Jameson of the for the Punisher. And of course, she's mortified after seeing who she's actually working with. But hey, it's going to launch a career. So
I mean, you're
what can
right.
you do? Yep. What can you do? But anyway, we see Punisher, of course, interrogating one of Jigsaw's men, forcing him to drink until he gives him all the answers, and then bang bang to the head. And we also cut back to Tombstone himself, who's still in jail. He's being fed meatloaf with maggots and shitty carton of milk. You know, hey, don't go to jail, kids. Let's keep that in mind. Stay away from prison. So of course, Tombstone has got somebody to come in and help break him out, so he's free from jail. Let's see what comes out of that. And Frank, he goes on his wounded warrior walkout, like he goes out in the streets of New York at night. It's raining. He gives a homeless guy a dollar, and it turns out like Frank finally got what he wanted. He got the lead to Jigsaw, right? And he can already tell that Jigsaw's been in this building because he can already smell the rotten skin all over the building.
Yeah, bro. This man smell.
Yeah, I just thought of Jigsaw as more of a gangster sort of guy, but I didn't think he went full Leatherface. But here we are. So he sees the work that Jigsaw has left on the table, and then he finds Jigsaw's big project. Right? Let me bring up the picture. Jigsaw actually creates a Punisher suit of his own. And at first, I thought this was supposed to be like the Punisher suit that Jigsaw wore previously, which was just standard skull chest suit with that's just been stitched together. But no, apparently he went up a notch and actually used, the white that's in Punisher's suit. He made that out of the skins of his victims.
Oh my god, bro.
Look at that skull, and look at that skull in the chest, Austin. That's faces right there. The white gloves you see in the hand, those are people's skins, and of course the white boots. That's again skin right there. You're like, oh good lord.
He had
Um,
to put the suit on, bro.
oh god. Now that's gonna be Jigsaw's suit, Austin. That has to be his.
The fight with that suit on.
um, I just like to keep this in mind, audience. Like, these are the sorts of people Punisher goes after. All right, like if he has his eyes set on you, there's a good chance you have nobody to blame but yourself. Okay, So I mean, it's a dope ass design. I gotta say, it kind of reminds me of like Doctor Strange 2, where he made that cloak out of those demon souls. You know,
Yeah.
it's, it's giving me those sorts of vibes. I mean, yeah, it's very horrific, very gruesome, but hey, it's Jigsaw, Oops, sorry. And like you see Jigsaw pop up from the behind saying, "All that's missing is your face, and I want to wear it." As he jumps Punisher from behind with a switchblade. So you're like, oh boy. Oh god. Okay, so next issue is going to be Jigsaw versus Punisher, audience. Been a while since I saw that sort of fight, so I'm pretty excited, So yeah, um, it, it's gruesome, it's horrific, it's kind of stuff you expect out of a Punisher book. Um, the person he's looking to go kill is somebody who's an irredeemable bastard. So nobody would ever question. Oh, what, you can't kill this person, Frank. Oh, the Jigsaw. Oh, yeah, open season, Frank. Open season. So yeah, yeah. You have any thought? Man,
You you don't
all
understand
the
in modern time. Jigsaw
yeah.
can be redeemed. I promise you. He's
Oh my
not that.
god.
If you kill Jigsaw, you just as bad as him. They say it
Oh
all the
boy.
time.
They're gonna say like, "Oh, he had a bad childhood," or he was. Oh wait, funny enough, I think what was that name? Joe Garrison. That
Yeah.
writer brought in a version of Jigsaw in that series. I'm pretty sure he was going to give that version of Jigsaw a redeemable arc, but canceled for obvious reasons. So yeah. Damn, I really wish Witch were here. I can't believe I'm saying that. I want to get his critique on this costume since he's a cosplayer. Yeah, even though Witch isn't here, audience, I still brought in the gore. So yeah, yeah. Hey, well, any final thoughts on this before we move on?
Nah, it's Punisher. You get what you pretty much expect, and it's always done well. Hasn't been a bad
Yeah,
issue.
yep. Nothing beats a classic, as a serial killer doll once said, audience. So yeah.
Bro,
Anyway, with that,
bro.
what was that,
These
Austin?
these kids don't know about Chucky.
What? I thought they would have watched this last season because of all the representation that was in there, Austin.
To watch, and I doubt these people actually care about true representation.
Oh wow, you're telling me if you have a person that's brought into the show that's from a specific community, then that whole community won't isn't going to end up watching it, Austin? That's what you're telling me? Wow, I didn't know it works that way. Wow, wow. All right. But anyway, audience, with that, we can move on to the next book. Do-do-do. And we're talking about Wolverine: Weapons of Armageddon, issue number 4, the last issue of this series. But I feel like it hammered the message in. Of course, I had to get the David Colton variant cover, audience. So yeah, yeah. You want to take the lead, or should I, Austin? Because I have the book in front of me. Huh?
We. I said well, I can do it. Every
Okay.
enough starts in a flashback, and at first I was
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck is this?" But it's David Colton. The Iron Man thing in his chest was throwing me off for some reason, even though I remember him getting it.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what's funny? He reminds me of Marvel had a mobile game called Strike Force, and
Uh huh.
Strike Force created a character that was called like the Civil Warrior, and what he basically was a Captain America Iron Man mix
I think
type
I
of.
remember that. I think I remember that. Yeah.
It's like a
Uh,
blue and white Iron Man armor, but he has the cap shield, and the cap shield can also shoot a beam from the star in the circle.
I believe it looks like the Hydro Cap armor, but just
Yeah,
repainted.
it
Yeah,
looks
I
like
think
a Iron cap, but the mouth is fully covered.
yeah, that's the one. Yep, I have that Marvel Legends toy actually, audience. So yeah. Mhm.
But we hear him talking to Thunderbolt Ross. I was like, bro, where were you earlier? We could have used someone to talk to him with everything going on.
Yeah.
Wayne,
Um,
thank God Steve Rogers was there to stop you from killing more people, Colton. What a
yeah.
debacle.
This was like a month after the whole Latvian mission, in the first arc of Chips Zdarsky's Cap Run, audience.
I
You
just think
know.
it's funny because you know think about Thunderbolt Ross. This feel like it's right up his alley.
Hmm. I know, but
We thought we
instead,
don't want
like,
trial. We don't want this leaking out. You're getting discharged.
dishonorably discharged, audience. You
You're
know.
dis- He has superpowers.
But like, well, keep in mind, Austin, like he only has a limited lifespan left anyway. So, yeah. Oh wait, actually, they even stated like the doctor stated, okay, yeah, even though you have an arc reactor, it's still machinery, audience. You still have to bring that in for checkup and maintenance, But I doubt Ross is even going to give him that, you know.
Yeah, they bring it up. From here on out, you're a private citizen. I hope I never see your damn face again. A
Yeah.
disgrace to the super soldiers program.
Jeez.
The arc
He's like,
that Tony Stark gave us to replace your failing heart will need some routine maintenance. I'll brief
mm-hmm,
you on just how that is. And
mm-hmm.
He asked General Ross, what about the shield? He said, son,
Son, that's
that's
U.S. property. Property that you're not even fit to shine. Enjoy your life, citizen. Look, damn,
I'm a nigga
dude.
let me here be. I'm taking him when I leave. He's leaving in the room as he walks out. Like, I'm just gonna leave after you.
I know, right?
Um, then we cut to now. I keep forgetting how big Nuke naturally is now. Cause
hmm
the last time him Cap fought, he was not as physically. He was kind of like Eddie Brock, like prime Eddie
Well,
Brock.
to be fair, there are different models of Nuke out there, So he always gets
Uh,
like a new upgrade or a new body change, or maybe it's another Nuke drone. So.
yeah, you never really know anymore.
hmm
Uh, we see them trying to calm Nuke down. Look, bro, you're making this personal. We know it's like some type of revenge thing for you for some stupid reason, but it's not the
hmm
time. We got to do the
hmm
mission. And he's like, nah, bro, I got this. We're gonna stay professional. Let's head in and kick some ass.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
every first picture I think I got for you with him and Wolverine.
Actually, that's a different Nuke, Boston.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Nuke.
And we
That's
go.
Nuke. That's Nuke 2.0, audience.
No, that I'm about to bring up. Like you bring this panel, it immediately talks about how this ain't Nuke. He got that new murder baby smell. This is a clone.
Yep.
And I'm
Oh
about
boy.
to say, Wolverine got all people can tell you that he has too many clones himself. He probably doesn't know the difference between all of them by smell.
Yep.
But he's still stupid, threatening us with two hands full. And Wolverine immediately just swipes the origin box out of his hand. David Cole
hmm
gets some shots off. And you know what's funny? You know this is a remake of a Hulk panel and a remake of a Juggernaut panel
Huh.
where
Oh.
when he's running, like his motion and stuff when he's running right now. That's a
hmm
remake of there's a Juggernaut panel of him hitting Wolverine and knocking a car away at the same time, running at I think he's running at Colossus or one of the other X-Men. And there's a Hulk panel where he's, the Avengers and Iron Man.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I guess we can see where the artist got inspiration from. I guess So.
Even look at space in the scene, it kind of is like Hulk like if you were looking.
uh,
I just thought it was interesting to see. Uh,
Gotcha.
David Cole give him an uppercut and he draws blood. So he hit him hard as fuck. Like that, this
Yeah,
is Nuke 2.0. He has the pills and he has something else running through his veins right now, bumping his
yep.
adrenaline stuff.
Looks like Bane audience, you know.
And I think his arms are covering antimine, that gold antimantium thing from the Wolverine solo series that was going on a while back.
Oh, that could explain it. All right. You know,
Yeah, it was
so
supposed to be like the next level above like antimantium. No. So it's the metal that Hercules used for his weapon, like the metal of the gods. That's what it was called.
yeah,
From my
yeah.
hotness. Uh,
Remember,
'Cause
audience, the gods see adamantium that Wolverine has as a bastard creation compared to what true adamantium is. You know,
it
so
feels like Marvel is slowly and slowly trying to turn it into their version of knife metal or nymph metal, that Hawkman thing.
yep. Which I
Uh,
wouldn't mind because, like, okay, you can't just do everything with vibranium. It can't just be a plot to do stupidity. You know, so yeah, give
yeah,
adamantium time to shine. Hmm.
it also gives Wolverine a natural path to power up if you need him to. But you can't keep having all his rivals like Hulk and everyone else he fight constantly get stronger. Jean Grey, Storm, everyone else is getting stronger, but he's limited because you only got this metal y'all made outdated like 20 years ago. You got upgrade the Mastermind, he just Wolverine with gold claws.
Yep. Yep.
Um, we finally get the kid, the super soldier kid guy, who has the power to
Okay.
manipulate antimantium
I
back in
just
action. He turned into a murder machine.
I just like to think of it as like imagine Gara having only a specific amount of sand from Naruto. You know, that's
So
basically
yeah,
how
that's
this
been
kid
ill.
controls adamantium. You know.
So if he has antimantium on his like bones like Wolverine, he can only manipulate that if I'm from my understanding.
Hmm. Make that like
So
water and that stuff. You know, turn into whatever. Basically, T 2000. You know, the Terminator two
they did
thousand. You
it,
know.
and then we all me and Credit are counting down to. So how long do you think until they forget about him like they did the last three Wolverines they made, and the last
I
daughter they gave him, and the last
I
you know,
I know. Let's be honest. Like after the series over, well, coming out of this book, audience, nobody's gonna give a crap about that kid. You know, like everybody's coming in
if
because of
he's not a
David,
mutant, he
really.
probably has a chance.
Well, he is a mutant. They stated that
So,
he's a feral. You know,
it's
so.
yeah, it's a
Hmm.
yes, he's cooked. We see him
Yeah.
trying to open the order box with his claws like an idiot.
Hmm.
It's stupid looking. Nuke comes in. They're trying to take him out. We see Nuke, classic looking Nuke, shoots Nuke 2.0. It's like the most devastating pistol I've ever seen in my life. Why is this pistol so strong?
Hmm. It's made in America. As Soldier Boy
Uh,
would say it. Longer
David Cole,
barrel, Longer
good.
barrel, battle tested, all American. As Soldier Boy would say. Mhm.
We're not talking about that fraud anymore, okay? This is different American hours, okay?
Gotcha.
And so, in the words of Steve Rogers, David Colton knocks down these guards with pretty much ease, as you expect as
Yeah,
a super soldier who
of
claims the title of
course.
Captain America. And him and
Yeah.
Nuke square off. And I think it's interesting because he
Yeah.
called Super Soldier Weapon 7. Is that what Nuke
Uh,
is?
yeah, in the categories of weapons before, even Steve Rogers, he's considered weapon one
Yeah.
audience.
Wolverine, I mean, Steve is 1. Wolverine is 10. Nuke
Mm-hmm.
is 7. Man Thing is like 8. Luke Cage is
I'm pretty,
11.
I'm
Phantom
pretty
X is.
sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the symbiotes are considered weapon something.
There
You
is a
know,
version of Soldier that is a weapon too. That's like number. It's like
four.
15 or something. Yeah, it's like 4. It's a low
Yeah,
number.
yeah,
Phantom X, Deadpool, all that stuff.
yeah,
Uh, it's kind of weird how fleshed out the Super Soldier program is.
yeah,
They
yeah.
kind of have their foot in like every major thing in Marvel in one way or another.
One tree, multiple branches. Audience, think of it that way. You know, so
And
yeah.
funny enough, Colton basically tells him how it is. If you're anything
Hmm.
like like me, a super soldier who's been to hell and back, then I know you want to make these people pay. Now I'm going to go
Hmm.
after Logan, who also knows what we've been through. and we're going to save that boy. You can
Yeah.
go or you can join me. Well, I'm not going to let you
Yeah.
stop me, Frank. And he looked at him like, Frank?
He bothered to. David Colton actually went as far as to remember who Nuke is, his real
Yeah, because
name. You know.
I don't know anything about Nuke. People ain't said this nigga's name in years. I ain't know his
Yeah.
name until then.
Yeah. Wow, man. I wish Kara could comment on this because, like, hey, you have two patriarch themed characters who, guess what? They don't want to fight each other. Audience. Wow, they actually talked it out. I kind of do like I kind of like the irony here because remember these are two different generations of soldiers. You have the Vietnam era veteran in face to face with an Iraqi veteran, and they found common ground. They didn't want to kill each other,
And at this
So
entrance, Wolverine walks in on the kid. The kid almost, fucks him up. He's like, hold on, bro, I'm with you. I'm trying to help you. And
mhm.
they start asking the other guy, what is this box? He said it has multiversal energy. So it's more likely came from another universe. But our studies
Mhm.
have shown that it's been designed to make a person more powerful than almost anything on this planet. It could save the
Yeah,
world. So that
or
pretty much
destroy it.
guarantees it has to be a certain hero who Marvel's slowly hyping at the same time. And his own solo.
Who would have to be? Well, I mean, the only person I can think of is Sentry, really.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. So like Sentry has a solo book going on right now, reminding everyone how strong he is. And
Yeah,
then but then why would you give someone Sentry's power? If you
I
want
know.
to Sentry, you want to immediately make a new Sentry who's better and more stable.
Yep,
Uh, it's obviously one of the flying ones, but we'll get to that later. We can speculate on that in a little bit.
gotcha.
Wolverine gets the kid to hand him the box, and the kid goes to kill the scientist. Stuff. He's like, "I won't stand in your way, but believe me, the Wolverine don't care. He'll take revenge at the time." But he's like, "Look,
Yeah.
bro, I'm not gonna stop you getting revenge, but believe me, getting revenge ain't really worth it until I get mad and they want to write a story about me killing people again. It's the same cycle." But
Yep.
but it doesn't matter because the kid does spare the man, and Nuke puts a bullet straight in his head. He said, "Fuck it."
Hey,
And, I
Nuke already has
thought,
enough nightmares as it is, audience. One more ain't gonna do much, So,
and as this happened, the Nuke 2.0s all come in, and it's like 12 of these motherfuckers.
yep.
We see
Dang.
the kid use manipulate antimantium to basically seal them all to the wall while they escape through the window. And as you see them pouring out, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's 13
Hmm.
of them so far.
Yep.
Oh, this is insane. It's
Yeah.
like you have an army of nukes on one side and an army of Hulks on the other side. Like, what's going on with the world right now?
I just want to see like an image, right, where like there's conflict going on in a foreign country, and what does the U.S. military do? They send in one of their aircrafts, and they literally drop all their nuke
Yeah,
platoons.
God, that would be great.
They just all fall from the sky, and they basically create a crater as they land. You're like, oh damn, dude.
Why did that happens in the team up, the Armageddon book?
Yeah.
Because you have an army of Hulks and you have an army of nukes. Of course, you're going to use that. At
Hmm.
least they should. What's the point of being showing us this if the government don't use it when they're under attack?
Yep.
But as it's going on, they start to get overwhelmed. Colton starts basically his heart starts giving out. There's too much going on. They throw the shield at him, and you see
Doesn't
David
pick
get shot.
because David doesn't want to pick up the shield.
Yeah, he can't pick up a shield. He's because of the history, and he doesn't feel worthy of it.
Yeah.
I forget. I thought it was heart stuff. I was wrong. It's the drama with the shield that he brought up earlier.
Yeah. And this is when
Uh,
we get a flashback audience. Let me take over this part, Austin.
Go ahead.
Um, yeah. So we basically get to see David returning back from his tour of duty after he got dishonorably discharged, and we see that Steve Rogers is actually there waiting for him. And I'm glad Chip did this moment because I think it would have been really odd if Steve just decided to completely abandon David after everything that happened in Latveria. Just hey, okay, you got the arc reactor in your heart. Okay, see ya. Best of luck to you, David. Um, but yeah, He's there waiting for David. You know, Steve basically gives him the talk like, look, that mission was filled with half truths and hard decisions. They shouldn't have sent you after what you experienced in Iraq, and they shouldn't have sent me after coming out of the ice so soon. And there's basically like a little bit of brotherhood moment going on between the two because they're both super soldiers, and Steve's bringing up like nobody understands what soldiers go through far away from home, and what's worse, they think like just because we're super soldiers that somehow gives us resolve or tolerance for all the horrors we've seen. I mean, if anything, we're sent in even to even the worst of crises during wartime, you know. But I read your file, Colton. All the missions after Iraq, you helped a lot of people in the process, you know. And David's
I'm
like,
really appreciate this moment because we haven't had a moment like this with Steve in I want to say a long time, and it feels weird for
hmm
it to be such a long time. Like I said, we didn't get it none in Ultimate Universe, and
hmm
then you have a string of very bad writers doing Steve for a long time until until Chip got on.
Yep.
So it
Ex-
feels weird to see Steve talking, acting so vulnerable and human with another person because we haven't got it in a long time.
Exactly, and yes, Steve is not going to openly deny that there was a lot of bad. There's also a lot of good that people in service have done, like in with David's situation. I can imagine David is like that half glass filled sort of milk sort of guy, you know. He only looks at the emptiness, but he never looks at the half filled part. Like he has done some good, but unfortunately for him, he comes out of that thinking all about the negative that has happened, you know. And David finally got the opportunity to actually tell Steve that, look, I never got the chance to tell you this, but I look up to you. I've read all I could on you, and I always imagine myself, what would I do if, like, I always imagine myself making those same decisions you did, but I couldn't live up to your name. But, that's when Steve brings up, like, look, you never had to. I'm sorry that you thought you did. You were your own man, your own Captain America, and no one can take that away from you. Take care, soldier, and enjoy your peace. As Steve actually leaves behind David's shield, which I
This
guess
is
Steve.
kind of what I wanted in the X Men book you brought up earlier
Oh yeah,
because that's kind of what it is. Like you got dealt a bad hand, but at the end of the day, you still could have tried to make something of yourself, and you
yeah,
decided to sit here and wallow in your own pity and blame me for it, despite me not knowing anything about this until literally right now.
yeah. Yeah. It's a fair comparison. You have one writer who misrepresented Steve, while another writer brought out what Steve was supposed to do. So I mean, not to also bring this up, but like, hey, remember in Isaiah's time, Steve came to Isaiah to present him with the uniform that he had all those years ago, to kind of try and make amends and try doing whatever he could.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that explains why David still has the shield, even though he still doesn't feel comfortable enough actually holding it.
I
Um,
I do think anything. Right after that, we cut back to the Wolverine stuff, and Wolverine's like, "I can save you if I open this thing." And then this moment, probably the only real time, like Kara and Moore brought up, oh, David Colton, like they, Kara brought up that fans felt like they were turning Dave Colton into a version of U.S. Agent,
yeah,
and it's the most U.S. Agent dialogue I've seen in a minute, where
really.
he's dying. He's like, "I was Captain America once. You believe that? I thought I could change this world." And he's bleeding out. And then when offered more power, I could save you with this thing. He turns it down, saying, "I don't think any of us should have that power. It's too much. I don't deserve it. We don't deserve it." And that does remind me of John Walker.
Wow.
But
There,
Wolverine
there's
opens
there's
up a big
more
point.
there's more than one thing that David and John seem to have comparable. Um, I will admit that two people pretty much from the same generation of war both had siblings that were in the military too that died during services. And hey, I mean, next time we see David, he kind of they kind of made him bear a little bit more of a resemblance to Wyatt Russell. So the similarities will go on and on. Is what I'm saying, audience. So yeah, yeah.
It's very interesting because we cut away from the battle. So whatever power he got, he was able to beat 13 goddamn nukes and get them out of
Mhm.
there. And we cut back
Uh-huh.
to David building a new cabin. And he built that
Mhm.
shit. That's a really well built cabin. You know anything about what cabins look like? This dude put in work to build that cabin.
Yeah, well, you gotta keep in mind, like David pretty much went off the grid since he came back from being discharged. So he had a lot of time to perfect his craft. He basically living the Rambo lifestyle, audience. So
David still can bring himself to use the shield, so he hung it up on a tree nearby because he didn't want to
hmm
just dump it anywhere. Obviously,
hmm
Wolverine tells him, "You're a good man, Colton. The fact you think you don't deserve that shield probably means you do." I gotta hate when they do
yeah.
that.
hmm
I know why they push that narrative, like, "Oh, you don't think you deserve or need the power, and that's why you're the perfect person to have it
hmm
because if you want it too bad, probably gonna use it for bad stuff." But it's like,
um,
bro, if I don't want the power, you give me the power. I'm probably not gonna be the best person to have it either.
well, I mean,
It works better
y'all
with
know.
soldiers, obviously, but
Well, compared to like a couple of years ago when certain writers made the narrative of like, oh, if you self-identify as Captain America, then you're automatically Captain America. To me, this is a much better message. So,
it is. It is specifically in this situation. It works. I mean, in
hmm
general, I hate it when that. It was like a whole era where every Disney movie was doing that,
yeah, yeah.
bro. It was blowing my mind.
hmm
And as everything goes on, they kind of finish their conversation with So what's next for you, David? What you gonna do? Sit here in this cabin looking at a piece of metal hanging on the stick? He's like, nah, bro. I think it's time I gotta help people again. I'm going to
hmm
go get the lumber. I'll see you later. And you see him fly,
Oh boy.
and he says, "Soon, Colton." And that's when we get who I assume is Nuke pulling up at a diner, killing
Yeah,
this scientist who escaped earlier and driving
yeah,
off.
yeah,
But like we mainly want to talk about what powers Dave might have.
yeah.
Number one, obviously a Sentry, but I don't think they're doing that because they keep wanting to push Sentry because of Thunderbolts.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's a Superman level power, but you also have to keep this in mind, audience. Even though he will have somebody else's powers, the Chips and Darcy can easily blend the fact that, like, okay, you got Superman level
He's
powers,
a super
but yeah,
soldier, so it mutated his
yeah,
power. Got the nuke, yeah. I
yeah,
thought
to the best, yeah, he would literally have to be the strongest version of Superman in the world in this situation, So go
uh,
right that one.
so we know it's flying. We know it's powerful enough to take on 13 nukes. So the
Yeah.
only like five real options. Sentry for
Mhm.
obvious reasons. Hyperion.
Okay.
Hyperion's a good option because people we got to remember it's also people who were not in the Ultimate Universe as well. Because he boxed supposed to go to that.
Wait,
Um,
wait, could they do Hyperion since Hyperion was never part of
they're part of the
the
Avengers.
Marvel universe? I thought he was from a different universe in every
No,
adaptation.
it's two. It's two.
Oh, okay, okay. Just
There's
double
one that
checking.
came from the other universe, and there was one that was here, and one of them died, and then the other one showed up. It was stupid.
Okay, okay,
There was one here. There was one in the on the Avengers, and should be one in the files that Tony was reading when he was making this up.
okay.
So Hyperion's a potential power. Gladiator's a potential power.
Okay.
Gladiator's Superman, but his power level depends on his confidence. So it's a very good way of limiting him, but let him be as strong as he needs to in the moment.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
what other Superman type people we have? We have Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel
Marvel.
stuff to do what they do. Uh, Blue Marvel
um.
damn sure powerful enough to do what they did. Uh, we need one more flying person. We can't do Carol because we saw Carol get her box and she killed herself.
yeah, yeah,
Mark
yeah.
Power is got taken by those kids. I guess the only person
Mhm.
else you could would be Monica Spectrum, but they're not replacing a black woman with a white man. That's just not happening.
That's true.
So
That's true. But we could take Blue Marvel out of that list of contenders and audience. Um,
that
so
is
yeah, I
true.
mean, look,
We can remove Blue Marvel, but we can add Anti Man.
Anti Man. Oh, dang, it's been a while
Anti
since
Man with Blue Marvel's enemy, he basically has the same
Oh,
powers as antimatter instead of the blue stuff.
okay, gotcha. So yeah, but hey, I could tell like Chip specifically left it up to for fans to continue speculating and all that stuff. So
Yeah, but we got
they,
to wait till Armageddon episode 3 to figure out what he has. Uh,
yeah, and
like
dude,
that,
I got.
I'm leaning to Hyperion and Gladiator because both of
Mhm.
them are two heroes who aren't used that often. So having one on
Yeah.
Earth wouldn't really mess with anything.
hmm
Uh,
And dude, I just gotta say this, man. I can tell Chip Zdarsky's really building up because there's gonna have to be a fight between David and Red Hulk at some point.
I'm
Um,
also thinking, like, why would he make Sentry? If you read Sentry's file and you see his power gave him like an evil alternative self, why would you remake that power? That sounds terrifying.
oh yeah. But well, I think
No one told him he'll
if
fall. Like, I can work out the Kingfield. I'm going to hurt him.
if it was a lesser writer, I would say that would be in stupid hands because hey, remember, audience, imagine an incompetent writer having to deal with writing somebody that's one of the smartest people in the universe.
Yeah, the
Tends to
boy.
not work out. It tends to not work out. So, but we'll see. I trust Chip to handle the
We know he's
situation.
fighting Red Hulk in issue 3. That's how we're going to find out what his powers are. He's showing up to fight in that moment.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna have to fight up. David Colton going up against literally the red, white, and blue Hulk's audience. Wow, that's gonna be something.
I guess
So
that's also why they gave him the heart problem. So he's super powerful, but he still has the weak heart and stuff. Uh,
exactly,
in the arc,
yeah,
so they kind of limits him and gives him a weakness they can use to take him out when they need to.
yeah,
Uh, so he's strong, but not too strong. I think it's a good balance with everything they set up for him. Uh,
yep,
it really just turns out it really just depends on what his power is. If you give him
oh
simple already, I don't think the heart thing's gonna fucking matter when he starts reality warping and all that other shit.
yeah.
Uh,
Power to destroy the
so
world
I'm
or
going with
save it.
Hyperion or Gladiator.
hmm
I'm going with Hyperion. That's my pick. My pick is
I
Hyperion.
want. I want to go with Hyperion too because I feel like if you do Gladiator, you're just going to tie him to, just gonna have him tie him unnecessarily to the Kree stuff.
Yeah,
So
knowing them, they'll definitely just randomly get offended by it and show up to fight. Like, fuck off.
yeah. Oh,
Uh,
sorry, not Kree. Shi'ar. Sorry, audience. I got my aliens confused. So
well, that
yeah.
just tells you how bad they are. Okay, we could hurt people with the flu people. My bad.
Sorry, Shi'ar people. You don't have to invite me to the cookout. All right.
Yeah,
So
well,
I'm good. I'm good. But yeah, good issue. No one's gonna come out of this looking at that whatever that Wolverine number 58 is gonna be. David Colton
that's the
though.
thing. The only thing people care that David got power. They don't give a fuck about the new Wolverine.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So hey, if you were really a big fan of David in the first arc of Chizadarsky, hey, this is a must read, audience, and based on the reactions I've seen online from people who really, really are invested in David, they love this. So yeah, you notice how nobody's complaining that he's Cap. There's no
You know,
controversy or like,
that's for the first and only time in like 20 years, or I would say 15 years, where a person was made in a Captain America book and he stayed
mhm.
around after that first book ended.
Oh yeah, that's a milestone. Well, to be fair, it's still the same writer writing it. So
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
yeah. That should be a testament to like hey, you might have something good to work with here, audience.
Those
The
other
legacy.
writers don't do other books. They didn't bring the natural in them back. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and plus he doesn't have the push because of a checkbox after all. Aaron Fisher. Yeah, so there's that
Captain
too.
America only for 1 month of the year.
Yep, yep. So I'm excited. I'm definitely expecting a Marvel Legends figure from this guy, and you pay your butts, I'm gonna get that audience. So yeah. All right then, Austin. Any final thoughts before we move on to the last book of the night?
Nah, we pretty much covered everything.
Gotcha. All right then, audience. With that, let's move on to the last book. There you go.
Came out of nowhere, so I wanted to go ahead and cover it because if you know anything about me and Jake are Sonic fans, we're Mega Man fans, and we are Ben 10 fans, despite neither of us want to read that book. So, uh, but this probably is my favorite Mega Man.
Okay.
Mega Man Volnut, which is this guy Volnut, is a Mega Man that came out in 2000. It was Mega Man's first like 3D where he could walk around shooting all directions and everything.
Yeah.
This is also the funniest Mega Man for me.
It's
I,
just
I,
this looks like four kids Mega Man here. Like, Austin. Yeah.
it was what a more kiddie, I won't say kiddie version of Mega Man, but it was stylized to be more cute because it's not. This is the first Mega Man where you're not in the middle of a war the whole fucking time.
Gotcha.
uh, the long story short, Volnut was crash landed um to Mr. Light and his granddaughter Roll, who found him, patched him up, and then found out he was a robot person. Roll is his mechanic in this one. She the one gives him different weapons and stuff. Uh, he's limited. He's limited because he has to. They have to manually like uninstall and install his his upgrade, so he can't have all his power at the same time. And it makes him
Okay.
look interesting down to me. Eventually, it comes like to how they do the copy ability.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's also a digger. He dig around for like artifacts. They go through caves and
Hey,
temples and stuff.
we all have to earn a living, audience. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah,
So
it's fine. So when they're going through one of these temples, Mega Man is finding his way through. He finds a chest, and in the chest he finds an old helmet. People know the Mega Man timeline. There's two timelines for Mega Man. There's a classic timeline, which is Mega Man. That goes to Mega Man X. That goes to Mega Man Zero. That goes to Mega Man XL, wherever the other guy's name was. And it goes to
yeah.
Mega Man. There's another Mega Man, and then there's Mega Man Volnut. That's the main original timeline of Mega Man games.
Wow.
Besides that, you have Mega Man Network and Mega Man Star Force, which Jake is playing. I've been reviewing on the channel if you've been paying attention.
Uh-huh.
So he finds a Wily era robot helmet. If you know anything about Dr. Wily is the original creator of the Robot Masters. He made Base, he made Zero. Any evil classic robot you can think of, he probably made them. Unless they're one of the original, because they were made by Light, he turned evil.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's very interesting because these are the ones that also in Battle Network. That's why I really wanted Jake to be here when I saw this comic came out. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Bull hooks up the robot to a projector to look through its memories, and you see this robot had lived through all the eras scripted. He's
Whoa.
been around when Mega Man was around. He was around when X was around. He was around when Zero and X was around.
Okay, so he has this is Mega Man's version of a Watcher, basically. So
Go to first photo. Did I send photos?
yep, you sent photos.
Yeah, so you see here, I'm looking through the memories of the robot. You see
Yeah.
Mega Man and fuck, what's the dog's name?
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Dog. And you see X fighting Zero, funny enough. But you don't see part of Zero. You don't see like you don't see like titty me. What the hell is that? Why do Zero like that?
Yeah.
It's just
Yep.
you think Axel or Axel at the bottom, that's the guy whose name I always forget.
Got it.
And on to the bottom left is Zero, the copy Zero, who they built based on Zero, who died.
Yeah.
Mega Man is complicated because there's a war. Every game there's a story, and then there's a war off screen, and there's a new story. Okay? There's some random war. Going through here, he finds another character in here saying "System Crisis, Unlimited Energy, blah blah," and this is sealed from Zero trying to solve the robot problem. So Reploids, had this, there's this thing where this lady Seal thought they can end the war between human and Reploid, and she found a way to make unlimited energy, and then everyone could be happy and not have to fight over scraps of anything they can get to live. Um,
Hmm.
Volnut and Legends is my favorite Mega Man character because it's the end of the timeline where humans and robots have become evolved so much they're basically the same thing.
Hmm.
That would make Volnut different because he's a more of a classic robot compared to everyone
Yeah.
else who are humans and robots evolved so much they're basically the same thing. They don't know a difference between robots and people at that point. They're just who they are.
Ooh, that advanced, eh? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and we learned that in Legends 2, funny enough. We didn't know that in Legends 1. But it was set up really well in Legends 1 that me and Jake was guessing it. And then my
Well, this
favorite
gives,
villain. These are my go ahead, Curtis.
I was about to say this is giving me like Salty Ray vibes. For anybody who knows that anime, you know. So yeah.
If you know anything about Mega Man, the whole goal of Mega Man's thing was trying to find a way for humans and robots to coexist. And basically,
Hmm.
the answer was to uh, after Zero, actual whole thing was humans fusing, wearing robots like biometal and becoming more
Yeah.
robot-like, and that eventually led
Ooh.
to humans and robots being one being full on.
Oh boy.
Uh, it's a long story. It's a long, whole lot
Mhm.
of games, but
Nothing,
it
nothing
was
says
it was
accept.
a
Nothing.
natural payoff for everything they set up since the Mega Man original.
Yeah, nothing says acceptance better than being invited to one one global cookout audience. You know.
Basically.
So.
Um, then showed up my favorite villains. So there's a trio that's like if Mega Man had Team Rocket, but Team Rocket was cool, and they're called the Tron. They're called the Bond family.
Ah,
The leader is the big brother Teasel Bond. He's probably the funniest person I ever met in my life. And you have his
ah,
little sister, uh, close to the Tron Bond. Tron Bond is the really the main mechanic. She makes all the little robots you see, like you'll see little robots later who are like yellow little blockheads and stuff. She makes all the mech suits. She was so popular that she's the only one of Mega Man people outside of Mega Man who made it to other games. Like she was in
mhm.
Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom and a lot of those versus crossover fighting games. It's her and Mega Man.
Yeah, yeah.
Popular she became as a character.
Hmm.
Just think about it. I'm just saying, like base X, if anyone makes the game, it's only one of them, but always her.
Oh, there you
Like
go.
she was that
Nice
big as
trivia.
your hand.
Hmm.
So
Nice little
she
trivia.
crashed. She crashed in, and they all are trying to look for the treasure, which was the robot head that we brought up earlier. And they all put each other like, "You? What are you doing here?" And they're like, "I felt I found a signal that told me something big was here, and I'm coming to see it." Obviously, there's a little small fight because Tron Bond and her family came to steal the mech, and they got it. They show up to Teasel. Teasel's interesting because Teasel in the second game, once he realized, AO, being thieves and stuff and being like Team Rocket ain't really the best for us. So we can still do that stuff on the side. But I need to get a real job to support my family.
Yeah, yeah.
So they show up to him at his real shop, like, bro, what have we found? And I'm just scripted. I was just having a ball. I wish I could have showed you so many different pictures. But Mega Man skating steals the hat. So he was like, fuck that. He finished his job, handsome. The employer, his thing like, here you go, sir. Make sure you sign dollar line and all that other stuff. And he immediately turns around, just rips off his outfit, and immediately jumps into the
Dude,
fight to help his family. It was
dude.
very fun.
Okay. Okay, okay.
And as they're all trying to fight about the helmet, Teasel at well, the youngest member of the Tron Bond family is a robot. They had a little brother who passed away, and they rebuilt him as a robot.
Hmm.
So he's always like a little robot in a giant mech suit. Like think of like if a little robot was in like the General Frankie full time.
Oh, okay, okay, gotcha. In a
So
speedo.
he,
Okay.
no, he's
Hmm.
not in the speedo, but he definitely flicks Mega Man like 2 miles away. So they're trying to rush over there to get the suit and everything from Mega Man. And that just happened. Roll comes in full blazing in a van and runs the kid over in his Mega Man in mech suit.
Wow.
And that's when you get the next photo. Because Tron bring out the big guns.
Let me see.
And he
Next
brings
photo.
in, these are called serve bots.
What?
What happened?
Serve bots?
No, there you go. So the little yellow bots are called serve bots. They basically can do any little task, and depending on the task, you just might need a lot of them. You know, like question like hopping in blank to take the screw up, unscrew a light bulb. These are those
Yeah.
things when they say the line.
Ah, okay, okay.
How many it's gonna take? As many as she can throw at it. But they are all super hilarious, bro. They all have like funny moments in the games. Go to the next picture.
Did you
Oh no, wait, go back.
okay?
Go back one time. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I'm going back and forth. But you see the yellow robot next to the in the middle panel, the with
Yeah.
the spikes. That's the little brother.
Okay, okay. I see. Okay, I see where the general
That's
point
his
you're going.
little. That's him in the his casual mech suit, and he used that to get into a bigger mech suit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now go to the next picture.
Did you?
Yeah, there you can see there's a giant serve bot. Uh, all the serve bots are numbered, but they're numbered because the impression they want to give you is that she doesn't care about them. Well, when I tell you she cares about these things so much, she knows each one their individual quirks and personality, and she can call their number and who they are like on command. Even if they
Yeah.
all walk around in a circle, spin around, do all this stuff to confuse her, she'll instantly know which one is what and what they're good at.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, this fucking serve bot whacks the dog shit out of Mega Man. And as he goes to crush Mega Man, Roll reveals she put the grand grenades all around and basically blow all the serve bots up. They don't break, but they all get sent flying. And the
Yeah.
edge of the little mountain they're fighting on kind of falls with the with the younger brother.
Oh.
And he's in the mix, so he's fine. And they're all
Okay.
looking over.
Okay.
I hope he's okay. So we're gonna go check on him. Bond and them go down to check on the family while the serve bots are trying to keep an eye on Mega Man as Mega Man don't run around with the helmet. And funny enough, they finally get the helmet back. They want to show Dr. Light. And that's when we get the final picture. They turn around and realize the helmet's gone when they go to show their grandfather.
Oh, geez,
And
we got a comment. I know that's not who I think it is.
yes, it's a
And
goat.
serve bot number 39. See,
Jake, you're joking, but funny enough, it actually is served by number 37.
cap.
So you're close. I think I got one more photo.
Oh yeah, hold on a sec. Let me
When
put
they
it
were
up.
going through his robot memories and stuff, they accidentally reactivated him. So he walks off, and now he's is thinking about all the people he had met over time because he met every Mega Man up to this point. And you see here now he's like, "Oh, I met another Mega Man," and he's very happy to live to see another Mega Man in the modern day.
Aw.
And I just
Good
thought
for
it was
him.
a nice little fun celebration book. And you see, this is what I'm talking about. So you see Mega Man Classic, next to him is X. Do you have the rework of Zero all the way to the left? And then
Mm-hmm.
all the way to the right is, I think his name's Axel or something.
Okay.
And in the middle is Volnut. And you see,
Gotcha.
they just, uh, Jake, what's the guys on the right name since you're here? Tell me the guy on the right's name.
Red guy
Oh,
with a scarf.
let's,
Yeah.
let's see how long it takes him. The guy the fake Zero looking man. What's his name again, Jake? But I just think it's funny to think there's a because Freddy, you don't know this, but it's always been a mystery for Mega Man fans about what happened to classic Mega Man because he's the only one who doesn't have a definitive date for when he died or was destroyed or retired and put in the museum. Because
Yeah.
most of the classic robots from Mega Man's era, if they survived long enough to run out of power, they just got put in a museum as a living artwork, like type thing. This was a
Mm-hmm.
robot from like the year 2000 XX.
Gotcha.
So if you can show me that the Wily robots from like Mega Man 1 are still around, I think it also kind of implies that Mega Man could still be alive, like the classic Mega Man.
Ooh.
And just in
Mega Man.
hibernation.
Mega Man Prime. Wow. Uh, Jake is
Jake,
saying
I'm not asking about
zero.
Zero, I'm asking about the other dude.
Vent
Oh,
and Cryptid
Bradley's name is
Soulmate.
Ben.
Why are you
Chris
putting me in
Soul-
this conversation, Jake? I don't know jack shit about Mega Man. Come
How,
on.
how you sell Jake like that?
Yeah, it's Vent. Vent, god damn it. All right, vent your frustrations on me, Jake.
Earlier,
Go ahead.
minutes ago. So
Hmm.
the terrible looking Zero to the right with the Avatar helmet is. It's just a cute little book. If you like these characters, like obviously don't pick this up. You don't know anything about Mega Man Legends, but if you like these characters playing this game, you get all the good moments you like with these characters. You even your little shipping moments because there's a ship for Mega Man and the Bontron, uh, because he actually does like him. Like he's not a joke.
Hmm.
So
Gotcha.
oh no, it's just a fun little book, man.
Hmm.
I really enjoy it.
Because I said vent
No,
two
no, no, no,
minutes
no.
ago.
You shut up, Jake. You feel I don't, if anyone makes it to this point of video, comment Jake smells.
Do it. Do it, audience. Jake smells. Hey,
But it
when
is.
you vent all that frustration, you're bound to have your own odor audience. So yeah.
You brought up General Frankie and his wearing his his,
Speedo.
his
Speedo.
speedo. Look at the
Yeah.
Mega Man with all their speedos.
Yeah.
And you call
Oh,
it
at least it's an
speedo.
upgrade.
Got jock straps on.
At least it's no Astro Boy design then. So
Yeah, at least he ain't got. Yeah, the
uh,
Astro Boy is a design that's going to hunt people forever. Because to that movie, they want to do a live action movie. You can't have to do this young kid in boy shorts shooting guns out his butt.
it was of its time, audience. It was of its time. But wow, there we go. Man, for 5 books we had this week, man, we certainly filled up the quota. So yeah. Yeah.
So you're wrong, Jake. Press Tron ran so Press could walk.
I
And
knew you were a red coat, Jake, all along.
yeah, no, no, he's playing on 007 First Light.
Doesn't matter. I knew you were a red coat all along. I'll reiterate that. Yep.
Jake, you wanted to be a Kingsman, but you could have been a statesman and represented
Yeah.
your. Okay?
Yeah. What's wrong with being known as Agent Tequila, man, or Bourbon? You know? So, yeah.
What about Agent Rum? Huh?
Agent
What about Agent Colt
Whiskey.
45? You mad, Jake? You don't want to
Yeah.
be. You don't want to be American.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. But alright then. It does seem like a wholesome story to talk about, of the
It was
generation.
also short. It was. I had to choose between this and the classic Mega Man one, but I like
Mhm.
Legends more. And I assume Star Force and all the rest of them will get their timelines issue. And I'm sure
Mhm.
Jake will cover the Star Force one because that's a game he's been playing for a year now. So,
Yeah.
and I'll probably cover Battle Network if they come out too.
Gotcha. Gotcha. But yeah, aside from that, audience, we reached the end of the video. Thanks again for Jake joining us in spirit. So, oh, he has a few more comments.
Jake said I could have been, but I didn't.
Yeah, just like you could have been a Gryffindor, but you didn't.
Glitter it all the way.
Mm. There you go. You were already predetermined to be a red coat right from the start. So, okay.
Yeah, I can't believe you.
Yeah. So, anyway, audience, thank you for joining us. Any final thoughts before we end the night, Austin?
Nah.
Gotcha.
Starfall had an issue already. Did it? Read it already. I thought. I don't know. I didn't see it, so I don't know why they'll do Star Force. I guess Star Force is a good game. If they did, I
Mm-hmm.
missed it. Jake, I don't know.
Gotcha. All right, guys, audience, we need to get some extra sleep. So, all
Yeah.
right. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be seeing y'all next time. See ya.